Today's video, we're going to talk about upsell strategies, specifically on using Shopify, but other e-commerce websites would be included in this, or any other product business in this, whether you're even selling product on your website. And you could do these upsells through manual means, through the phone, or through email. But I'm going to give you actual case studies here of where we used upsells in the checkout process specifically. So basically, right before you submit your order on your website through your Shopify or other e-commerce site, where we were in the past having a pop-up that asked them through what they call like a one-click upsell, be able to sell them something else that they just got to click yes to or no to before they submit the order, which, by the way, is the easiest way to increase the profitability of your ads, because you're simply now getting more revenue from each person, and selling something to somebody that they just got to click yes or no to is very, very easy. It's very easy to get an extra 10% or more of the people that you're selling to buy something if you just know what to offer them, which is why I gave you several examples of things that we're using successfully right now with other clients of ours to have an upsell, one-click upsell, if you will, in the pipeline of what they're doing. Okay, so with that said, I'll give you the case studies that we have where we're doing the upsells right now, and then with that, you'll have everything you need to be able to offer an additional upsell to your checkout sequence, so that you make more money from the traffic that you're driving to the site right now, and then gives you the capability of finding other traffic streams that you could drive to your site that weren't profitable before without the upsells. But because you're making more per customer, you now have more available to you. Before I get into the content, this is actually how, before online marketing was even a thing and selling products through the television, how things got done successfully. It was unheard of back in the day that if you were selling, you were a serious product seller on TV using just TV commercials to sell products, 30-second spots, that you got the person on the phone, and in order to make the ad space on TV pay for itself, they had to have a whole string of upsells typically after they bought that product. So when you used to see those TV ads as a kid or whatnot that sold the pocket fisherman device or the pillow, the world's most incredible pillow, when you called up and you bought, they would ask you, do you want the extended warranty? Do you want the subscription subscription to the vitamin program that we also offer? Do you want this? Do you want this? And they would literally have a chain of upsells that was like 5, 6 deep. And they would obviously know if a person was getting pissed off to stop doing it. But the key thing was, you have 5 or 6 upsells, you get at least one upsell, which doubles the profitability of that campaign, which usually made it to make economic sense, that one simple thing. If not, there's 10 or 20% would get 2 or 3 upsells, and then now you've essentially got 250% more revenue from the same amount of people coming in. And that was the make or break to get the campaign successful, particularly when they would have like those vitamin subscription programs. When a person would say subscribe to a vitamin program for 5 or 6 months, and now you're talking about that in itself tripling the profitability of that campaign. But people don't think this way anymore as it comes to online marketing. How can we get more from a customer to make the ad traffic that we're driving to the site pay off more, and to even make it make sense at all, and certain streams of traffic, like I was just saying a minute ago, profitable where they wouldn't be without the extra upsells. And if people do offer it one-click upsell in their checkout, they're not doing it the way that the old school marketers used to do it with TV ads, where they would have 2, 3, 4 upsells, or even direct mail campaigns where they would do it through mail order, where they would just keep sending new offers to people who bought in the past to try to get the initial customer that they had to pay big money to get to pay off at the end of the day. So with that said, getting into the content, people in general love trying to find the next best traffic source to try to make more money. They love doing that more than anything. I know, because I run an ad agency. But not so much how to make more from the same traffic they have by increasing the conversion rates of the traffic that is, adding things, just trust symbols to their website to get more conversions, or better copy, better images, adding video. They want to do that less because it takes work, whereas buying a new traffic source doesn't take a lot of work. And even less people want to think about how do we get one-click upsells onto their checkout process that are going to work to make more money itself. That you're like an advanced person to even think that way. Less than 10% of the people that are running e-commerce sites even offer any upsells at all during the checkout process. So you would be a pioneer in your space most likely if you did this and have a major advantage on your competition because you did this. So whereas you can always, it's not that looking for new traffic sources is a wrong way to make money, but it's usually easier to figure out how to fix something on your site that'll get you more conversion rate than it is to find a new traffic source that makes money. At least after you've gotten where you're past year 1 or year 2 of your company launch and you've picked all the low-hanging fruit in your space in terms of traffic sources. So with that said, okay, here's key ways that we've already that I've personally witnessed and came up with or advised clients to do, because I also run several e-commerce sites myself that I'm part owner in or own outright. What we're doing to get more value, more revenue out of each customer that's coming through the website. The first there's 5 major options or categories that I put these all into so you understand kind of how to apply this to your own business, and certain ones may make sense to you, some others might make more sense. So I give you all of these different categories to at least have one that you're going to walk away from this video that'll for sure work for your business, that you ought to be doing for yourself if you like making money or making the most money out of what you already used, what you spend to drive traffic to your site right now. First of which we're going to talk about is extended warranties. So I like to always draw analogies, or analogies is not even the right word, parallels to the offline world when you're trying to make money online, because people that sell and market online usually don't draw from data that's been figured out and been used offline for decades. If they just looked at what the guys that had to sell offline had to figure out and did figure out over decades online, they would just make more money. All of it's been figured out, it's been done before. One of which is the extended warranties. Why the hell are people not offering one-click upsells where you can actually add a warranty during the checkout process? I'm sure you've seen it before. Even Walmart and Target and some of these main big box stores do it. You buy a CD player. Well, that's so outdated. You buy a, let's say an MP3 player, and you go to the checkout and they say, do you want the extended warranty? Almost nobody is going to call you on the warranty, because once the product breaks, you're going to forget how to even apply for the warranty. It's basically free money, which is why they do it. Why not get the same free money in your e-commerce business by having a one-click upsell? And the best way to do this we've found is to have a 1 year, a 2 year, a 3 year. So they literally, because some of them will go for the damn 10 year if you have it on there. And it's because nobody's going to actually come back to you. You can offer a 1 year warranty for, if you're selling a $50 item, for $6, and you can offer a 10-year warranty for, $25, and it's all just free money. So you got that. We did this in the pottery supply space. So people that wanted to buy pottery wheels and, pottery making tools and so forth. So if it works in that space, you can clearly see it will work in yours. Also in the paint world, we client that sells paint, which is a really odd market. You would think, like, who the hell wants warranty on paint? Believe me, it did work. We're talking about like household paint, not industrial paint even. Which goes to show you can apply this to basically almost anything. There will be certain percentage of the population that's dumb enough to buy an extended warranty. And I say dumb because they don't think through how lazy they are, and when something breaks, how unlikely they are to actually go and follow up and get their money back on the warranty. That's why I call them dumb. But but how much people want, how often they would want a warranty if you just offered it to them. So at least you should try this out for yourself. I don't care what you're selling. The second category of one-click upsell that generally that you can bolt on your business mostly every time is a buy a second, get the second for 20% off offer. Because most product sellers, you'll have like a 40% gross margin on the product that they're selling. Okay? You're spending XYZ amount of money to drive traffic to your site and hopefully only spending 10 to 15% of the product price in terms of advertising to get it. Okay? Any other product that you sell during the second click of the one-click upsell has no advertising cost tied to it, which is why it makes so much money. So you, literally speaking, can offer 20% off the second one that they buy of whatever they're buying. So if they're buying one makeup kit, you offer them the second makeup kit for 20% off. You can do that because there's no marketing cost tied to this one, whereas you couldn't offer 20% off on the first one. You can offer it on the second one, and you still have 20% margin left on the second one, even if it's 20% off, because there's no marketing costs tied to that sale. And you'll get 10 to 20% of people to take you up on that offer basically every time. And it doesn't matter mostly what you're offering. We did this in the skincare space heavily. We even did this to show you how much this works universally in the printing space. If you are going to buy brochure, if you're going to print, need a company to print brochures or books, we would, during the checkout, which by the way, you may, because the one-click upsells that like Shopify and other e-commerce sites offer, there's plugins that you can install that do this. It takes no advanced programming whatsoever, which is the reason why you should do this. But in some cases, like with the printing company we work with, we had to have some advanced thing created so that the exact thing that they're buying, it will offer that thing, the same SKU, if you will, to them at 20% off. Because it's, whatever's offered at 20% off has to be it has to match whatever, so in other words, you can't be like, buy this. No, it's dynamic. That upsell dynamically changes based upon whatever they're buying. I think you follow what I'm trying to say here. But at the end of the day, if you can get an extra 15% of people to buy a second at 20% off, and then therefore 15% of the people, you're getting you're doubling the order size. You're getting an extra 8% more revenue. Of course, the 8% of revenue comes at half margin, but you're making 5% more profit from all the sales you have coming through. If you're making $20,000 a month now, and you can make another $400 a month in extra profit just by having this one thing coded in, $500 a month over the next 5 years. That's an extra $30,000 that you made just by coding this special thing in there. Why the hell not do it, basically, at the end of the day? Yes, you could say in that instance that the customers are going to come back less frequently if you offer them more up front like that. That is true, but many people are just never going to come back. And so I can tell you from firsthand experience, you want to get that revenue locked down up front. This works great in supplement space as well. Anytime in the supplement space, what we would do is we would offer a second at 20% off. We would offer a third for 25% off, a fourth for 30% off, a fifth for 35% off, and just keep going. But if you want to extract as much revenue out of each person as you can, what you do is you have a chain of upsells. So the second one, if they say yes to that, they have another screen that pops up and asks them, do they want a third one instead? If you want to buy 3 instead, we'll give you this price per unit on 3. If they say yes to that, another one comes up that says, if you want to buy 4, we'll give you this discount. And just see how far you could take them. Some people would buy 5, 10 different bottles, whereas at the beginning, they were only trying to buy 1. So if you're in the supplement space, I would recommend doing that. In some other spaces, you can apply it there too. Of course, I'm giving you the ideas. So maybe it would apply to in your situation. But anyway, that's the second main upsell that we found that works. Third upsell that you can offer is T-shirt, caps, or other branded merchandise. We did this in the performance auto parts space. which is one where it works really good, where you can have a hat, a t-shirt with the brand name of the product that they're buying. Of course, assuming that the store sells the same branded product, they can buy gear that, has that brand name on it. Obviously, to print a t-shirt with your brand name on it costs you $2. You could probably sell that t-shirt for an extra $10. So you have insane margin on that t-shirt with no extra marketing cost to sell it. Why are you not doing this as well? Fourth example of upsells you can offer extra batteries, extra chargers, extra accessories such as applicators. In the skincare space, going back to that, we would sell an applicator kit to make it easier to apply whatever you're applying to your face, basically, which, brushes, that kind of thing. So just extra revenue. What I tried to get to do for the paint guy, going back to that, I said, why don't you offer the same, like what we learned in the skincare space is, that is, why are you not selling a kit with gloves, overalls, extra stuff to go over your shoes so you don't step in paint? Why aren't you offering all this shit as well? It's all just free damn money. And even though I offered these ideas and I have them all in my head and I can give them examples of other people that are doing similar stuff, a lot of people just are very closed-minded when, what they think business should be like, basically. And it's unfortunate, but, the more you try, the more you'll be surprised as to what actually works out there. You can take my advice. You shouldn't take my advice by itself. You should try it and see for yourself. And if you are skeptical, just try it. But, in terms of what makes an e-commerce business really profitable, it's a bunch of this little stuff that's all added together and to give you the real profitable store. Adding these upsells, testing the different ones, having a chain of upsells, offering, during the checkout, having a padlock there will increase conversions 20%. Whereas if you didn't have it, you didn't test it, you wouldn't know that. Having a direct side-by-side product comparison between you and the competitors on video on your product pages, that can increase conversions an extra 30%. If you didn't try it, you wouldn't know. And you just go through each of these things. And there's enough ideas on this channel alone that you could be testing stuff all day long for the next year. But this is where the real money is made. This is where your competition is going to fail. They're going to want to be able to just find another ad to send to their site that makes them more money. And you have a funnel that's so efficient that basically any place you run your ads, it's going to be profitable. That's the position we want to put yourself in, because you will just make millions upon millions when you can have a funnel that's that efficient and is 3 times as efficient as your competitors. And you'll be able to afford all the ad space and you'll just get all the market share at the end of the day, because at the end of the day you get more customers, they speak more of you, you become a bigger brand. Because you're a bigger brand, more people are just naturally going to want to flow to you and after that. And then it just inevitably you win the game of Monopoly. So there's that. And then the fifth one, items most commonly purchased together. So one thing that I've done in the past with clients is where we would take all the customers of all the products that have been bought, and then we found which products were most commonly bought together. And you can do this using software programs, basically, to keep it short. And then you just find statistically the products that are, if the ones that are bought together by clients or by customers, which ones are the most commonly bought together. That is, if a customer did go on to buy a second item, okay, which item did they buy the most frequently? So like we literally would know which 2 items, if they bought more than one, are bought together, or should I say leads to another purchase, and which item that they purchased the most commonly, if you will. And once you have all that data, you can create your upsells and say, this line is so beautiful here. Customers who bought X also bought X 70% of the time. So you get into the user's mind and they say, oh, if I bought a air filter for my car, for my 1995 Honda Civic EX, and 70% of the people that also bought this air filter, they also bought this performance modification to the exhaust. There must be a reason why all these people are also buying this. Oh yes, I'm going to buy it too. So because the user, the human mind takes things seriously that they see other people doing. They don't ever take something serious the first time that they see it themselves. So when you can play this mind game on people, that is, you're the only one not doing this, it makes them think, it's going to make them obviously do something that they normally wouldn't have done, just for the sake that they don't want to be the dumb one who hasn't done it. So, and this is another one where you of course have to have your upsell being a custom upsell process to do this. But, you know, for every item in your store, you could have an upsell that recommends them the most commonly bought item that is purchased with that item, using the data you already have in your store, and then have that saying pop up, and you'll get, you know, oftentimes 20, 30% more revenue in your store from the same exact purchases, same exact amount of customers, because you put this into your upsell sequence by itself. And then you should do this. When you find this works, you try to add a second upsell, a third upsell, fourth upsell, fifth upsell. Now, naturally, there is a limit to it. If you, like I was mentioning before, at least with the phone or the TV sales guys, when you would call up an order, they would be able to hear if there's frustration and stop the upsell chain. With your website, you don't have that, but you have split testing. You know, does 4 upsells make more money than 5? Does 5 make more money than 6? And you can just, literally speaking, go through and add 2, then 3, then 4, and just see where the threshold is, where you've asked for too much. And then obviously from there, you're going to find out, okay, well, 3 is the limit. Well, should it be 1 and 4? Should it be, 1, 2, and 4? Should it be 1, 2, and 3? Should it be 1, 3, and 4? And then you go through all the permutations and combinations of different offers. So anyway, there's a ton of opportunity here because your competition's just simply too arrogant or too lazy to do it. Whereas this is all proven stuff that generates revenue for other companies right now, today, as I make this video and as you're watching this. The revenue, the profit is just out there waiting for you to grab it. The only question is, are you going to do it? If you have any questions about anything I cover here today, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment or question on this channel, usually within 24 hours time. If you have any ad-related question you'd like to ask, feel free to ask it in the comment section as I get back to everybody, just as a thank you for watching the channel, helping the channel grow. If you are looking for the best information that's going to help you make millions of dollars in your business, running ads for your business online, this is the channel you want to subscribe to, as it comes from somebody who does 40 hours a week, ad testing and strategy on dozens of different ad accounts I'm personally responsible for getting results on. And the information about what works and what doesn't work, therefore, comes straight from the source. 99% of the information you're going to find online is coming from people they're selling courses. They aren't actually running ads themselves. They're regurgitating information they see other places. They're not doing as a full-time job ad strategy for clients like I am. Therefore, you don't want to pay attention to it nearly as much as what you find on this channel, and you should subscribe right now because of it. You'll also find great information secondarily from me and what I've done with clients here on my blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog, as I have step-by-step instructions on how to do specific strategies that make money with screenshots, with the information that you need to pull them off. If you like the channel, you should check out my blog. You'll like that probably even more. Most people do. I run an ad agency here where we do not charge our clients fees until we can make them more money than our fee costs up front. And you do not pay a fee if you do not get any increase in results and your increase in your profitability of your ads. We're the only agency out there that does anything like that. The only catch is that we don't work with just any client. We got to know we get great results with your stuff to agree to take you on as a client. But if you want to see if we can work together, reach out to me at guaranteeppc.com. I'd be happy to give you a free assessment to see if it's possible for us to get you results, and if so, how much. And so, you know, and of course, there's only one way to find out. You've got to contact me, but I'd be happy to give you a an assessment on what you got going and what the possibilities are with it. Even if you don't want to work with me in an ad agency like I have here, where we do all the hard work for you, if we've worked in your niche market before, you should use the exact ads, landing pages, everything that we've worked and figured out what works best in your market, because we've done all the hard work for you. We worked in over 100 different niche markets in the last 10 years of running guaranteed PPC, of which we worked in your niche market. You can copy and paste everything we've developed for your market that gets results in your ad account and get the same results we spent years, many times, figuring out how to get overnight. And see if we worked in your niche market before, because if we have, we'll save you a ton of time and money getting to those same results we a lot of times spent millions of dollars even in terms of ad spend to figure out how to get, and years of time to figure out how to get those results. We've got people that start other businesses off the back of these templates, by the way. If you want to start an e-commerce business, that's sure to work. Use our template to sell products in a country that our client isn't in already. It's turnkey results, basically speaking. Or if you want to start a lead generation business, you can use our templates that generate rock bottom cost leads to people in the industry that can't generate leads for that cheap for themselves, which is a great passive income business idea. If you're interested in that type of opportunity, you can also reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com. But everything with all that said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully everything I said to you today makes a lot of sense that you go out and do it, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.